my two people. Thank you, Brianna. Thank you, Madeline. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Nicole. I appreciate this meeting. This is my launch with Purium, and um, so the first thing I want to talk about is my passion with my journey in health. A lot of you, and I know Brianna, I know Madeline, both know that. Oh yeah, it's echoing. Um, know that I've always been very health conscious. Um, as far as what I put in my body and what I like to eat, and um, this product, the product Purium, I got involved in it about 4 years ago. Even though I was on a healthy path, I feel like when I did the transformation, the transformational, the ULT, is that the initials of it, Renee? The ULT. When I did the transformational cleanse, is what I called it back then. It really catapulted me to different levels for health using the superfoods, the amino acids, everything being organic. It really helped me get to a spot where I needed to be health wise. Um, Another thing that Purium, what it has done for me is I feel like it has really helped the, like, not that I had major gut issues, but I did have some gut things going on that I wasn't happy with. So when I first started using it, I was really curious if that was going to fix a lot of issues that I had. And lo and behold, it did. Not only that, but I also would get certain skin things like not psoriasis or anything like that. But I'd get like, I don't know how to describe it, almost like a heat rash on my joints and stuff. And once I started using the Pyram after the 30 days, I noticed a lot of those things were not popping up like they used to. So anyway, now over the last 4 years, I haven't been real consistent using Purium, which is okay, which brings me to the next point that we're all at different points in our life. What I might do is what I think is a cleanse, and what other people might be doing is totally different. But the important thing about using these products, in my opinion, is that it replaces, it gives you the nutrition that you're not getting from regular food. Because our ultimate goal is to eliminate all the garbage that we're putting in our body. The processed food, the fast food, the seed oils, um, just everything that's, um, you know, everything that we thought was right all these years is now we're learning that, hey, this isn't good. So getting on Purium or giving it a shot and really trying to see what it can do for you, I think could be beneficial for your health. It can really catapult you in a direction I think you need to go into. So with that said, I guess I kind of covered some basis of kind of why I got involved in it. I'm sure there's more. I'm not the best at doing these meetings. I'm trying to give as much information as I can. I want to introduce Renee to you. She's awesome. Renee kind of reignited Purium in my life. She kept, saying, "Hey, Dale, I think you need to share this with people." She is a very, very empowered person. Um, she is really doing her best to reach the community and educate her community with these products and what it can do for you. She's a single mom. She, owns probably, I think she does three different businesses or three or four different businesses, including massage therapy and some other things I'll let her talk about. And Nicole, who was on here as well, she's another, shining light in the community. Her and her husband James and their three kids. So yeah, I'll let Renee take the floor now. So there you go, Renee. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dale, for sharing your story. And yeah, I've known you for probably about 5 years. And one thing I heard you say was that although you've been into health for quite a while, this is not something necessarily new to you to do something healthy. It's that these products help you to take things to another level. And that kind of feeds into my story as well, because I started getting into health and wellness 20 years ago initially. And I started then going from the standard American diet. I just graduated from college and was living off fast food. That's kind of when I first had my food awakening, and I discovered how food could impact my physical and mental health. And so I got on that path 20 years ago. And it was 11 years ago when my health actually took a turn for the worse. And I was diagnosed with Lyme's and Epstein-Barr. And that's when Purium first arrived into my life. And, as someone who had been on the path for a while, I thought, gosh, I'm already doing everything healthy. I was eating all organic. I was eating a lot of vegan foods and doing cleanses on a regular basis. So I thought, what could I be missing? And so someone introduced Purium to me back then, and it was able to help carry me through and give me some really nutrient dense, simple foods. If you know anything about Lyme's or Epstein-Barr or know someone that's had it, you'll know that it's very, very exhausting. So you just cannot move. You can't get up. You would just want to sleep all the time. So the superfoods helped me to get some nutrients, get energy back in my body, and carried me through a very difficult time. So unfortunately, I actually stopped using Purium for a while. And that's one of my only regrets with Purium, or probably the only regret with Purium, is that I didn't stick with it from then. So fast forward, up 3 years ago, and Nicole had joined Purium, and I was super excited for her because I already knew about the products. I knew they were incredible. And she said, why don't you do this lifestyle transformation with me, right? Like, I'm doing this lifestyle transformation. Do you want to do it with me? And I had just had my second baby, and I was feeling really yucky. I had postpartum depletion. I had gained a lot of weight between my first and second child. And so I said, I'm in. So at that time, I joined her with, again, what I would have called a cleanse at that time. And I did the 30-day cleanse, and I felt great after the 30 days, but I didn't continue with the lifestyle. And so now, most recently, once again, about 4 or 5 months ago, Purium had really been on my heart. I feel like it was really a message from God that was like, you really need to get this back into your life. And not just on a nutritional level, but on an abundance level and a community level. So I dove headfirst in, and I was ready. Nicole and I had been talking many years about working together. And so this has been a dream come true for me, to have these products in my life, and not only the way that they have helped me to improve my energy. As a single mom of 2 small children, I was facing an afternoon slump every day. I had an Epstein-Barr flare-up that was happening again after I had what I think was COVID in June. And I was just on the couch every day. And so thank God I got Purium back in my life, and I do not have that afternoon slump anymore. I have more energy than I've had in the past 2 decades. I have been sleeping so much better with using the tart cherry at night before bed. And that is just the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg of the things that it has helped me to transform in my life. And with that, I'm actually going to share now the 4 core pillars that Purium was built upon. So this gives you an idea of who Purium is and what they're about, how we live as Purium people, as Purium sharers. So the first pillar is health, right? So we flood our bodies with superfoods because we're going to fill ourselves with nutrients more than you've ever had before in your life because of the way that these products are grown and processed. They are grown organically from regenerative farms, solar and wind dehydrated living foods. And our food supply being so depleted now after all these years of agriculture and monocropping, we aren't, even if we're eating all organic, like I have been for 20 years. I felt the way Dale felt, like I'm already doing so much healthy stuff. How could I possibly be doing better? Well, Purium fills in all of those gaps, and it is noticeable, and you will transform faster than you probably thought possible. So the first pillar being health, right? Health is our greatest wealth. Because if we don't have our health, what do we have to live for, right? That's primary and foundational for everyone, I believe. And the next pillar is environment. We want to love and support our environment. This is really important for Purium. They have about 95% compostable packaging. There's only one product that we're still working on, but it's compostable packaging that you can cut up and put into your garden that will actually make your soil more nutrient rich. The packaging is made from hemp and bamboo, and we actually have an initiative to help other companies to go plastic free as well. And we've already saved over 300,000 tons of plastic from going into the environment just since we started this. So we are seriously dedicated to helping our environment and loving our planet. The next pillar is wealth, right? We all need money to be healthy, whether we love money, hate money, whatever our relationship is with money. We want to help actually heal that, because part of the opportunity is to be able to build your wealth by sharing a product that you can truly stand behind and believe in, but a company that's built in integrity, right? We need money to be healthy, and we want money in the hands of good people. We want to put money into the corporations that are, right, working for the environment, that are working for us, that we can trust are going to be doing the right thing across the board. And Purium is that. And the final pillar is community. And for me, this has been one of those blessings that was very unexpected for me coming into Purium. Being a single mom and a solopreneur, I have been very isolated in the past before starting Purium, being home with my kids alone and, working by myself. I was so isolated and alone, and I have yearned for community for such a long time. And building community is at the center of the Purium lifestyle. We get together, we have superfood socials, we do tables for tasting, we get together with people, and health brings people together, right? So when we're together in community, that's also healthy for us, right? Because we need each other. And in this post-COVID world, we are learning how to come back together and how to love each other and trust each other and to be in each other's space. And we need community moving forward. So those are the 4 foundational pillars of Purium. And with that, I want to pass this on to my dear sister, a longtime friend, and someone who is, for me, always been a pillar of health in my life. And I've looked up to her, for example, for a very long time of what health looked like. We've been through so many things. She is an amazing homeschooling mom of 3. And we actually met in the tooth aisle of our local store, Food and Thought. So we bonded already initially over tooth health, which we were struggling with at that time, both of us. Now realizing it was due to a depleted diet, even though we thought we were doing everything, right? And so I'm so excited to introduce her, and so grateful that she has once again reintroduced me and ignited this fire in myself. And look at how many people it's reaching. So Nicole, if you would come on and share a bit about your story.
Yeah, thank you, Renee. Beautiful presentation of what we have going here. It's such a special container, right? And Dale, thank you so much for saying yes. It's very much it's such an honor to have someone say the next yes, because now Dale's going to be able to open this up to your community, which, Renee and I might not ever be able to reach because we don't know who they are. And so it's just such a beautiful way of spreading the good news, and it's heart to heart. And, in a world full of chaos and confusion and doubt and worry, it is so beautiful to have a reason to come together that's solution focused and that's health oriented, and really gives us something to look forward to and something to work on, right? An idle mind is not something, any of it, it's good for no one. And so this really gives us purpose, and we end up being able to reach out and connect to people in more ways than we could have imagined. And so that community piece that you spoke on, Renee, is so important because, I too came from I've been on the health path for a long time, and I was doing all the things, and I thought I was, the healthiest person I knew, to be honest with you. And it still wasn't enough. Like Renee had said, we've been on lots of adventures. We moved out to Hawaii together to go live on the land, and we wanted nothing to do with money. And that didn't work. didn't work. And so we've definitely realized that it is important for us to attain wealth again in our lives. And for me, growing up in New Orleans, I definitely come from a poverty mindset, and I definitely come from a very unhealthy diet in my life. Standard American mixed with a little bit of um, Cajun sauce in there. And yeah, it was just, where I'm from, my husband and I, it's, Cancer Alley. And that's not said lightly. It's a lot of things had to overcome, and it's really hard for us to all to take in that we're probably generationally malnourished, and, even our generation, but surely for the children. So yeah, my why in all of this is for the children of the future. And, I don't think it's going to take long for us to transition into a good place in this world. And it all starts with us and being bold enough and being brave enough to share the message that there are things that are good. And like Renee had said, and Dale had mentioned on too, when you add Purium into your life, you don't realize the things that you were lacking until you start to give it to yourself. And then you're like, oh my goodness, I have more energy. Oh my goodness, my life doesn't have to be this complicated or a slave to the kitchen or trying to study what the latest diet is and what's trending. Is so much out there in the world, and it's hard to know what's what. And, this company has really made it so easy for us because truly we're just using God's food, and it's just pure. And I say I should take that word out because that is not something that's common these days. And more of this is going to start coming out in the news. But we are living in a toxic world. And even if we are eating 100% organic, we are still exposed to all these toxins that are sprayed on everybody else's garden, right? We're all one planet, and it's all one water, and it all mixes together. And so Purium, not only are they giving you saturated nutrients for your body to allow it to be the miracle and heal itself, it's also giving you products that remove poisons from your body. And that really, I feel like, is a really big key to why this program works opposed to so many others, is because we're gently detoxifying our body daily and deeply nourishing our body daily. And that is equates to, superhuman powers, essentially. And, we're able to really shine and glow from the inside out, and then be able to help other people do that. And I don't think there's a better time to want to be on this mission than right now. And with everything coming out too, of regenerative farming, I think it's a great time to be able to voice it, because people are going to, they're starting to hear these words that even honestly, just a couple months ago, people didn't know what it meant. And now it's like on mainstream news a little bit more, and, flooding social media a bit more, that it's going to become more common terminology for us to bring forth. And so that's a really beautiful thing too. And so I just want to honor Dale because, as a fellow Southerner, I'm just, we have a lot of similarities. He and my husband are very much alike. And it's just an honor to bring on someone else into the team. And just to know that another one of my friends, my kin, are flooding themselves with nutrients. Dale, you value yourself enough to give yourself the best nutrients that you can find. And that is such a beautiful thing to see for a loved one, right? Because we don't want to see our loved ones suffering. It's so painful to see other people suffering. And it takes a lot of courage to say yes to yourself. We definitely are programmed to, put others before us. And we can't really help others with an empty cup. We all know that equation. So, I honor you for saying yes. And I honor you for coming together for this launch event and inviting and being able to use this to share with others in the future, because it's such a pivotal tool to be able to use our voice and put out our message in the world. And, in a world that tried to silence us for so long, coming back out and speaking the truth on a commonality that no matter what spectrum you are on the human, spectrum, you have health is important, and good nutrients is vital for all of us, no matter what other views you have on life. Like, that is a commonality that we can all meet on, and it's all important. And so much happens. I'm pretty sure it was mentioned, but this isn't just for our physical body, although, 95% of our symptoms are nutritionally induced, meaning like 95% of the issues that people are suffering with can be uh, balanced with nutrition. 5% may need medical intervention. But geez, could you imagine what that would be if we could relieve 95% of the suffering that people are going through? But it also has to do with our mental state and our emotional state and our nervous system. And when we're saturating our body with God's creations, all of that seems to come into balance a bit more too. And that is game changer. And so those are the things that aren't really seen necessarily, but they're felt, and it is deep and it goes wide, and you're able to spread your message further. And so I'm really excited for Dale to, just step on the path with us and join the team. It's just such a positive energy that's happening right now. And, I encourage anyone who he invited here, like, know that he invited you because he loves you deeply and you mean a lot to him. And he wants you to know that this is out there, right? And it's not always an easy conversation to like bridge that gap. But we want to be able to share what we're passionate about with our loved ones. And so I invite you to get on a call with him, chat more about it, explore, like, learn why he's so passionate about it, because I'm pretty sure there's more to the stories as well. I know I've had a few conversations with him, and he's gotten so passionate about health and his why and how it all comes around. And it's just such a beautiful voice to hear. And then also like supporting him, like helping him be brave and share, helping bring people to him, like do this transformation with him. And then also, who else would like to do it that's in your community? Who is in your community that's suffering, with gas or bloating or, mental instability, nervous issues? Like, these are the, things that we can help with on a nutritional basis. And, the program is so, like I said, well-rounded. And Dale mentioned this too. It literally will meet you wherever you are. So whether you're not into nutrition at all, or you're very much been on the game for many years, Purium can meet you where you are. And it's also an extreme time saver as well. And, with, Dale, you're going to be on the road doing the roofing, and Renee, busy mom. I myself have that story to not have to be in the kitchen for 3 meals a day, doing dishes 3 times a day is a complete game changer. And we can really participate in the world again. And take our nutrition on the go and be even more fueled than we were if we were to eat a meal that would want us to sit on the couch anyway. So really big steps and bold moves to be on the journey. And I'm excited to have the team. I think Dale and Renee are going to make an amazing team together. They've been friends for a really long time, and to have something so purposeful to work on together is just a really huge movement. Yeah. So Dale, is there anything else that came to your mind that you wanted to share? Since we
No, if anybody has any questions for me, I'll answer questions right now. If not, no worries, Yeah.
Oh, Bree has a question.
I got a question. So what type of intake is it? Is it like shakes or like juices or pills?
Yes. Yes. Well, I'll touch on it a little bit, and Nicole or Renee can step in and give more details. But yes, it's super meals, it's shakes, it's amino acids, biomedics to help cleanse you, probiotics to, establish gut repair as you do the transformation. Everything organic, superfoods. So, but yes, and the shakes, you can either go straight water, or you can do, almond milk if you like, and put fruit in it. That's usually what I do. When I first did the transformation, I went straight just vegan and water in the shake. That's it, so, but is that right, Nicole?
Yeah, I
Okay.
actually have all the things here. If you want, I can just show you real quickly, but this is the basic ultimate lifestyle transformation. This is our common package. This is usually the package. It meets humans wherever we are. We all have the same system. And so we all have the same needs. And then there's, we have over 100 products. There's a lot of other things, but these are the 5 main ones. So first off, it's the Power Shake. And this is filled with adaptogens and greens. It's like 6 microgreen salads in one shake that you would get. It also has helps the hormone adiponectin, so good for weight loss, and just really just accessing inflammation, just like getting all of that out of our body. So the Power Shake, loaded with nutrients. It's literally a multivitamin right here. We have a ton of other shakes as well. So that's just the main popular one. And then you would take the Biomedic, which Dale just mentioned. This is the clinically proven to remove glyphosate out of the system, which is the herbicide Roundup that every neighbor is spraying all over their yard. And obviously big corporations are certainly utilizing these chemicals as well. And it's not just isolated to glyphosate, but that's the only test that we've had done on it. So I'm quite sure that it's helping out other chemicals that are in our body too. But this goes in, it binds chemicals that are in our digestive system, and then it removes them. And at the same time, it heals the gut lining, because a lot of us are dealing with leaky gut. And that's because we have holes in our digestive tract from all these chemicals actually eating away at our, internals. And so this goes in and smoothes the lining of our intestines and our, all the innards, and really helps us be able to absorb minerals again. So really big piece. It also helps with C-reactive proteins, which are the mile marker for inflammation. And so helping our bodies remove inflammation, which is why a lot of people have aches and pains in their body and they don't feel well, is because they're inflamed. So the Biomedic. And then the super aminos, these are amino acids that Dale was just talking about. And these are made from lentil. They're absorbed into the bloodstream in 23 minutes. They bypass the kidney and liver. So it's literally getting protein or building blocks of protein, amino acids, straight into your body without you having to process anything. It just completely absorbs. I think it's 99% absorption rate, which is pretty incredible. Whereas like a steak is like 45% absorption rate. You'll get the proteins from that, and the rest your body has to digest and process and eliminate. So super, super key. These were created for comatose patients that they didn't want their muscles to go into atrophy. So they created this, and they would give it to them intravenously. They are hard capsules at this point, or tablets that you would swallow or you put into the blender. But they were originally created for patients that were comatose. And so they would build muscle while they weren't moving their bodies at all. So imagine if you are just an active human, when you are adding these into your life, it's a complete game changer. And by far, this is my favorite product that Purium has. It's not because they look beautiful or it tastes the best, but they feel amazing. I can literally take 5 of these throughout the day and I have energy, I'm not hungry, and I feel good, I feel active. And then, so that's what you would do for breakfast and lunch, or 2 meals a day, however that works out, that's for you. And then you would end the night with the Apothecary, and this is tart cherries, and it helps your body with melatonin. It's the highest source of melatonin of any natural product, and that helps with sleep. Sleep is where we heal. And a lot of us, especially Americans, we're not sleeping very well. And it's really important, if we're going to give our body the ability to heal, that we are allowing ourselves to get into that deep sleep. Another piece of this that I find really fascinating, it's also inflammation reducing as well. It helps with pain in the body, but also it helps with your kidney and your liver to be able to function properly and filter properly. And our kidney and our livers are very overtaxed because of all the environmental stresses that we're having. And so any support we can give those guys is really key. And this is beautiful for doing that. And then 10 days out of the 30 days, you would do the Super Cleansar. And this is going to help your body get rid of parasites. And we all have parasites, it's a part of human life. But what happens is they overtake the body very, very easily. And, they cause cravings and mood swings and digestive issues. And honestly, you don't know how you're going to feel until you do the cleanse and see how they've been controlling your life. Because if you haven't done a parasite cleanse, and I can guarantee that you have parasites. And for even those of us that do them, it's still something that we have to do on a regular, yearly basis to be able to remove, because it's just, like I said, it's just a part of human nature. But so this is only 10 days out of the 30. And I've done many cleanses in the past, and I have to say Purium has put this together so beautifully that you could still live your life and be on this cleanse. Even for these 10 days, there may be a little discomfort. Everybody's different. Everybody's load has been, challenged in different ways. But for the most part, people are still navigating their life like they normally would, if not better, even while detoxing their body, which is really an incredible statement. And then if you were nursing or pregnant, you would not do that. That's the only product that really is on like a little bit of a caution would be the Super Cleansar. You would substitute it out for the Caraxel Chlorella, which this is just a wonderful product in general as well, but you certainly would switch it out if, like I said, nursing or pregnant. But this helps build blood. and it helps bind heavy metals and detox out of the body. So it's just a great thing to have around anyway. One thing I did miss is that the super cleanser also helps get mold, yeast, and fungus out of the body as well, which, especially if you're living down in the South, that is very prevalent and we can't really get out of it. So, and it can be, hard on people's body, especially yeast, candida, overgrowth, like those things it's hard to get that out of the body. And this is really a key for that. So it's really simple. Dale, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that, everything that Nicole showed in this package, that's where I started at 4 years ago. I didn't give details in the beginning, but I watched a show on Netflix called Game Changers. And, I thought I was already just, being health conscious. And then I realized, well, hey, look, you know, I got to do something different. And then Purium was introduced to me. And then I I did the 30-day transformation. I did it so strict. And yes, certain people Purium can meet people wherever they're at in life, but I care so much about people and their health that I would urge them to do it as strict as they can, because you're going to get the maximum results from it. And yes, you may experience hunger at first, but you're going to be just fine. You're going to be flooding your body with nutrition. Are you going to lose weight? Yes, you're probably going to lose some weight, but you're going to be healthy. In America, people if you lose a little bit of weight in America, people are like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, well, I'm just fine. I'm healthy. You know what I mean? I'm healthy. You're used to seeing me this way, but now I'm kind of, I'm doing some changes, So, I mean, like I said, we're human. Things are going to fluctuate in life. We're going to be on a platform. We may fall off the platform a little bit, get back up. But the positive thing is you're driving on, you're pushing forward, and you're trying to give your body the optimum nutrition that it deserves, So, Brandon, Madeline, my lovely daughter, Brianna, like, if you have any questions about this and you want me to guide you on a path of health and let me get you cranking in the direction that you need to go in, I can do it for you through the Purium products. I know I can, and it'll be life changing for you. If you want to follow it the way I did it, I think you'll love it. If you want to let it meet you where you're at in life, you'll still love it. So anyway, that's kind of the gist of where I'm at. Brianna, did you have another question a while ago, darling? Before you, that's my daughter. That's why I'm calling her darling.
I was gonna say, how does this community, or what is the general knowledge on oat milk? I've heard so many mixed reviews on using oat milk.
I don't know. I'll let Renee jump in on that one.
Yeah, good question, Bree. So I think oat milk is good as long as you're finding one that's glyphosate free. So oats are notoriously sprayed with glyphosate, and there's one brand that I know of that it's labeled as glyphosate free, if you just want to check for that. But otherwise, I think it just depends on how your body responds to oat milk. And if it feels good for you and you use a glyphosate free one, it's organic, I think go for it.
Yeah.
Sounds good to know. Thank you.
And
Yeah,
I don't
thank you.
necessarily eat oats myself. I've got different things. Everybody's on their own journey, and they do different things and add different things that they want to add in their life. And because of certain things they believe, the main thing is that you're constantly evolving and doing what's best for you. We're each individuals. There's billions of people on this earth. We're not all going to get it right, but we have to evolve in a sense on how we're going to treat our temple, how we're going to treat our body. Are we gonna make time for our wellness now, or make time for our illnesses later? And that goes for if you're a 70-year-old person that still has 20, 30 years left on this earth, there's still time. It doesn't matter. Or you're a young person in your teens, it doesn't matter. You can always start and get maximum health within the body you're in now, and improve and enjoy things the way you want to join, either it be physically or mentally, and establish a good health routine. So Yeah, so like I said, anybody have any other questions or not answers, but any questions, contact me outside this meeting and, I'll answer them to the best of my ability to help you out. So I guess in closing, right? Are we closing? All right.
Yeah,
We're-
beautiful presentation, Dale. It's so lovely to hear your voice and hear your passion, and I know it's going to be so good for this community to get this option, this offering, this gift.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, right on.
So thank you all for coming. Everybody support Dale in this mission, right? Help him on social media, like, share, comment, follow, join him in the journey. We have a 60-day money back guarantee too. So if you're doing it for 2 months and you're like, Dale, it's not working, then we'll help you out, but you're guaranteed to look, feel, and perform better. And those are some pretty powerful guarantees. So I hope to see you all soon, on a call or getting on the product or sharing your testimony. And then also share it with people that you feel like this will serve, because you never know who's praying for this, and you might be the one that is going to be able to deliver the message to them. So yeah, with that, Dale.
All right. Thank you, everybody that showed up today. I see Teresa popped on there earlier. I just want to tell her hey as well. And, y'all have a great rest of your Sunday. Give me a holler if you need anything. Thank you, Renee. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Much love.